welcome to another edition of Motivational Sundays with Kevin and Friends. I am joined with the usual cast of characters and some new blood. We've got Bruce Skill Hill modulating from, I think he just relocated to Atlanta, Georgia, somewhere down the line. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
We have Ife, that go-to guy, the young one in the bunch. He's out there spreading his wings, making magic happen. And we have our thespian. We have Naheem Garcia, brother. He's bringing us the quote today. We can't wait to talk about that. And we have baby girl, someone new to the stage, Miss Denise Lopes. Welcome to Sunday Motivations with Kevin and Friends. This episode is brought to you by RMK Productions and the 10 United podcast. Our mission is to uplift, inspire, share stories and experiences, perspectives using the framework of learning and modeling. This show was created based on the quotes and how they land on us and how we share based on our perceptions and interpretations. And today, Naheem has been kind enough to grant us with a quote for the week. Everyone brings one. So Naheem, you're up. And his quote, "The smallest of deeds is better than the grandest intentions." Originator of the quote is anonymous. So we're going to go ahead and let Naheem dance on this for a while while we savor, enjoy the rhythm of the beat. Naheem, go ahead. It's all yours.
All right. So the way I was looking at it, some of these quotes, sometimes they come to you and it takes you some time to process. But I thought it was a big deal because, to me, it means less is more. Too many chefs spoils the pot. Sometimes the smallest things like picking up a tissue on the street is bigger than trying to feed 1,000 people when you can't. So for me, the smallest of deeds is important because the details matter. The smallest of details matter. And if we don't pay attention to the smallest of details, the biggest things doesn't matter. Goes out the window. So sometimes the little things that we do that are important. The small steps that we take. And I think if we took those small steps as a people, as a unit, we would see grand things happen.
Boy, you made that quick. This is going to be a short show. Set it up like that.
Because again, what's the quote?
Smallest of these, the grandest of intentions. You know something, boy, Steve. And I got something going on in my head. I'm going to pass this on. We're gonna go ahead and put her in the deep water right up front because I'm a Southern boy. Miss Denise, welcome to Motivational Sundays with Friends. Glad to have you as a friend. Smallest of deeds is better than the grandest attention. How does that land with you?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for welcoming me. That's very important to me because I'm a vice president of a nonprofit. We help underprivileged kids in Cape Verde, and our quote is creating opportunities one child at a time. So if I'm able to help one child get a better education, a better life, help the family, I've did something good for that one child. And as a teacher too, that helps me a lot because I have right now I have 40 kids. If I'm able to get through one of my students, I did my job. So the little things, like you would say, we don't need to do something big. Like on my phone, I have something for Martin Luther King. It says, if I cannot do great things, I can do small things in great way. So that's my motto. That's how I go through, like one at a time, do a little bit, because you cannot be doing a big thing. Like there's a bigger picture than that. But if you have one child, that one child is going to help somebody else and somebody else. So it'll become a domino effect, how you say. So that's how I live. And I love that quote.
Well, she brought it today, Naheem. Thank you, Miss Lopes. You have a book out. Tell me about the book. We like to promote here.
My book is Dana's Poems, Healing Through Poetry. It's my life story. I went through a divorce in 2008. So I always wrote, and I was writing. And through the pandemic, my sister was like, you should publish. So I decided to. So it's basically my life story, how I went through the divorce
What's
and
the
how
title of the
everything.
book?
It's Dana's Poems. I could write it. Is there a chat?
All right, you can put it in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over to the go-to guy, All right. He's present, looking good. All right. He's got all 32 teeth. Hopefully you're feeling well. You had a toothache last night. Unmic. There you go.
Right.
A dead air on the radio.
Okay. So, yeah, I had the toothache, but you got to keep moving. You don't let something small stop you. I really love the quote because one of the biggest things you have to realize, big things happen because of smaller steps, and we can't have the grandest of intentions if we're not even willing to do the smallest of things towards that goal. A lot of people wish world peace, but they won't be kind to their neighbor, or they wish prosperity for the world, but they're hoarding all types of resources and riches. So the thing is, and it kind of reminds me of the Michael Jackson song from back in the day. I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. So if you're not willing to take that first step, you can say and want whatever you want, but there's a difference between dreaming something and then turning it into reality. Thank you.
All right. All right. All right. And part of the relocation program, man's moving on up. There's been shows that have represented all he's doing. Change is always good. Brother from another mother, my frat, Bruce, New Skills Hill. That's my new nickname for you now.
Skills Hill. It's got a nice
Yeah,
ring to it.
I like that.
Yeah, it's Bruce Hill, New Skills, New You. I like this quote. I teach it often, so I'm a little biased, where I have some really amazing clients, just talented, ingenious, clever, just wonderful, wonderful minds, wonderful people. But they're afraid of taking action. For whatever reason, it could be guilt, shame, anxiety, uncertainty. And I've actually shifted some of my trainings to teaching confidence, which is a skill. You can learn confidence, you can grow self-confidence. And I had to pivot because I was teaching them to ask better questions. I was teaching them how sales skills will help them grow their business. But they were making all these plans and they were doing all this learning and they weren't taking any action. So guess how much money they made? Now I teach entrepreneurs. It's not all about money, but I teach entrepreneurs. So that's a strong measurement of their progress, of their success. And for the most part, it stays zero. Why? Because a small action is more powerful than the grandest of intentions. One of my favorite quotes is you can't build a reputation off what you're going to do. It doesn't work. You can't. If someone needs help, if someone's like, look, they need a ride to the hospital. I wish they all health, wealth, and abundance. But let's say they need a ride to the hospital. Oh man, I got injured. I'm bleeding. You can't say, oh, I really, really want to help you. I'm praying for you. Like, no, you've got to stop the bleeding. You got to pick them up, take them to the hospital. You've got to take action. And I use that example because I want us to have that sense of urgency on even the smallest of activities, on even the smallest of plans and then there's some very valuable encouragement there that, hey, you know what, this may not be a huge task, but it's still very important. It's still very valuable. And then somebody is waiting for you to take action, but you're busy planning. You're busy considering, contemplating, strategizing, right? All those fancy words for procrastination. You got to take action. And then beautiful things happen when you take action. That's why it's called New Skills, New You, not new plans.
All right. All
New
right.
skills.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I always take away more than I give when I enter the space with all these wonderful, talented minds, these beautiful melanated people. I am so proud to be Black. I'm so proud to be surrounded by so many wonderful people that are connected to equal, like-minded people. But I am also blessed because, it's funny, every single week when we bring a quote, there's something that happens in the universe that brings this quote into our own reality. And I'm watching the Olympics last night. There was a young lady that gave up her position to compete for a medal to allow the world's best speed skater, Erin Jackson, I believe that's her name, beautiful Black woman, the first, the world champion, in order to have her moment. When you think about the little bit of skip in her skate, allowed her not to be able to compete for her dream, but someone was gracious enough to say, you know something, you got this, I got you, I'm going to let this. Um, it reattached my faith with this country that we live in. It's not perfect. We do not acknowledge, our shortcomings and whatever, which we need to, but there's a lot of other places in this world I'd rather not be. I constantly say that I do not travel to countries where the people that live there are trying to escape and call it a vacation. I serve a higher purpose to make change. So this quote for me is like the Bruce Lee quote when he talks about it's like water. Okay, your small intentions, it forms and takes shape of wherever it lands. It be a bottle, it becomes a bottle. If it lands on your heart, it takes the form of your heart and becomes your heart. Ife, it's like the ocean and the shore, the sand. Does the beach come to the ocean, or does the sand come, does the ocean come to the beach?
The ocean comes to the beach.
All right, well, let me talk. All right, remember I said you got to become a professional listener. Now you become a professional talker. The water can flow or it can crash. The water can be your friend or your water can be your foe. So the smallest of intentions can have the biggest impact. And that's what I take away from this. Allow someone to sacrifice a part of their dream in order for someone else to have their dream at a moment's notice, reconnects me in my faith with humanity. So, Naheem, I appreciate you bringing this quote. And without further ado, if Denise, if you would like to bring the quote for next week, we're going to honor you and allow you to go ahead and step up and be part of this. And that's what we do every single week. We do a roundtable. We meet here every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Someone brings a quote. We talk about it, how it lands on us based on our perspective and interpretation. And we go around the horn and we share our experiences, excuse me, in perspective. No one else does it like we do. No one ever brings it like we do. And because it comes from the heart, no one sends a message that lands on your heart like we do. So we're going to close out this show. I'm going to go around. Denise, you want to leave us with a little something before we go?
A little something. Let me see.
Putting her on the spot.
Yep. The thing I would like to say, thank you. I really enjoy everybody's perspective on the quote because everybody has a different perspective and different life experiences. I'm glad to be part of this today. But one thing is to always be grateful for the little things too. I'm always grateful. When I get up in the morning, that's the first thing I say, thank you. I'm a big believer in being grateful for what you have and you'll be able to do more. So as we go through the day today, be grateful for the little things, the little joy, your family, anything, and especially for your health, especially how we going right now. As a teacher, I see my kids getting sick, a lot of my coworkers, and going to work today. It's kind of a risk, but I do it because I'm passionate about it. So I'm grateful to have a job, and I'm grateful to be here today.
And we're grateful for having you. That go-to guy. All right. Now, Ife,
Yes.
let's leave us a little something.
Well, I'm just in a space of being really appreciative and understanding that moving with intentionality, purpose, and grace goes way further than saying elaborate words that signify nothing. I want to listen, I want to learn, and I aim to be impactful, not popular, and change the world. So when I find gifts in men like Kevin, Naeem, Bruce, and even women that are spectacular, because Denise, for you to be able to take something and take a pain point and turn it into something that can inspire people, that's a gift. So I'm just thankful to be in this space, to have this conversation. And one thing I've just been really big on, it's great to have conversations, but let's turn it into action in real life. Thank you.
Naheem, I want to thank you for bringing the quote, my brother. As always, you bring it, that knowledge, you pass it on, the gifts, those nuggets, the footprints in the sand can't be duplicated, can't be replicated. You're an original. Naheem, you want to leave us a little something?
Yeah, I'm appreciating the space and what the energy about being very thankful. I'm thankful that there's a lot of good things happening in my life right now, and I'm very thankful for it. Outside of my family, I'm very thankful to be working. I'm filming with Oscar award-winning actors, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'm finding myself, and I'm finding my center. I have students that are now stepped up in having their own podcasts and for Black History Month, and I put it in the quote in the chat, inviting me and wanting to know more, interview me, wanting the world to know about my space. But more than that, I'm just thankful for making sure that I get up every Sunday morning to participate in this beautiful cipher that you invited me to, Kevin. And I thank you, because out of a one-time meeting, this has grown. And out of all the people I invite, I'm glad to see one friend come up and drop a ton of positive energy. So let's keep building, let's keep adding, let's keep bringing in friends. It doesn't need to be long, just needs to be impactful.
There you go. And you know something, tomorrow I get an honor. When I say honor, I am honored to have Bruce New Skill Hill as a guest on my podcast, Talking with Kevin and Son. He's been with us from day one, ride or die, blue till we die. Bruce, you want to leave us a little something, rock star?
Listen, one new skill will change your life. Take a small step forward. That's really the secret. Is the smallest increment, the littlest action that you can do right now today. Go do that. And what's great is you'll give yourself the win. It won't be too exhausting emotionally or physically, but you can say you've made some progress and begin to build some momentum. Watch your whole life change.
All right, all right, all right. So I want to thank everyone on the panel that shows up every single week. You have no idea how much appreciated. Much love goes out to you. I also want to thank my listeners for tuning in each week. If you like this episode, please follow us on RMK Productions and Network on our YouTube page. Share and subscribe to Motivational Sundays with Kevin and Friends. My grandfather always said, when you get to a place you can help someone else, it's your duty to do so. Reach one, teach one. And what I'm going to leave you guys with is hope. Helping other people every day. Find 1,000 reasons to be kind to someone. So that's the end of this episode. So we're going to fade to black and we're out.